Hey everyone, I'm Bredmo.
I'm Bunnery.
And this is
IFXtra.
IFXtra.
So, it's been quite a hot and sunny week in the UK this week. And there was a bank holiday on Monday, but we did work all day, didn't we?
Yes.
We didn't go out until the evening when it was a little bit cooler.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really hot, all week, really, hasn't it?
I know.
I mean, I'm just really glad I've got like a set of cool t-shirts that I can wear either in the office or outside. I mean, they just work for all occasions, really, don't they?
They're so perfect. And people say, where did you get that? That's amazing.
I know, yeah. They're really individual because, of course, you can get your own individual t-shirt made up with your own drawings on.
Absolutely.
Or any drawing that you like the look of out of a game. You just got to press the menu button, get this on a shirt.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Or if you want to look at any of the other stuff, playinterference.com/store. That's where it's all at.
Absolutely. So, what have you been up to in the heat this week?
Well, aside from thinking about shirts, I've actually done loads of stuff. It's kind of rolled over a bit from last week because I was talking about it then, but this all came out on Tuesday because store review was slow over the bank holiday.
Yeah.
There's actually so many things, I've had to make myself a list on the whiteboard because otherwise I'll forget it all. Hold that thought. Okay, so we've got a few updates out for Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows Phone, Android and web, starting with the Windows stuff because that's where the big things are. Following a few requests, massive demand, we have now got a permanently displayed palette on the drawing tool in the Windows 8 and Windows 10 and Windows Phone apps. So basically at the bottom of the drawing tool, the colors are always there, the sizes for the pens are always there, so if you want to just quickly toggle between sizes, colors, whatever, nice and easy now, saves loads of time.
Yeah.
Everyone seems quite impressed so far. So.
Totally, yeah.
I know if you've been around for ages, you remember the Windows 8 original, the dark grey version of the app. We did have the colours out initially there, but when we moved to the new palette, which 3 times as many colours, we didn't have room for it. But we've squeezed it in. It's it's just really good. One clarification, if you are playing on Windows Mobile, you can't see the colours and sizes at the same time because there wasn't room. There's a button to toggle between them. So you can press colours and they stay out. Press for sizes and then they stay out until you switch it back. But it's very cool. Go check that out. Android and web people, you don't have that quite yet. It's soon.
Coming soon.
Aside from that, on Windows, we also now have a redo button. So if you get too carried away pressing undo, you can press redo, which will undo your most recent undo.
Perfect.
So yeah, it's a redo button. You know how they work. We've also now got a link to Discord on the front page of the app. If you weren't aware, we have a private Discord server set up for supporters. If you're a supporter, you'll see this button. Just hit that. It'll talk you through signing up for it. And then you can get on there, chat with, the 2 of us are on there, Ferret's on there, some of the other supporters are there. And we talk about all kinds of stuff, really.
All kinds of nonsense.
And I kind of sit there throughout the day babbling away about the things that I'm working on in the apps and website. So it's a good way to find out what's coming up in the game. We've also done some improvements to notifications in the Windows app. You might have noticed for the last few weeks, notifications have shown usernames with an @ symbol behind them. So tagged users rather than just the name. That's now fixed, so they show up with the correct colors and things as well. So supporters are orange, we're purple, newbies are green. It looks a lot nicer now. I've also improved the scrolling on the home page of the apps. Before, the top bit where it had your name and the buttons and things was static, and it was just the items underneath that scrolled up and down, which was all right on desktop. Didn't work very well on phone because there wasn't much room. Now the whole thing scrolls up, so it's just a simple change, but it makes it a lot better. Also made some changes to On This Day, which is now known as Flashback. Because it's not necessarily on this day. It is basically like in 3-month intervals. So it'll try and find something from a few years ago, but if not, it'll start looking a bit further forward. And if you've been playing for less than a year, you'll still get flashbacks because it will show, say, like from 3 months ago or 6 months ago. If you've been playing less than that, it'll show something from 1 month ago. So newbies will get to see kind of flashback items sooner, and they'll be like, oh, wow, yeah, can't believe that's what my original drawings look like. I've come on so far because this game is an amazing way to get practice at drawing.
Yeah.
I think that's what people say.
I think it is.
Something like that. I've also fixed a bug with on this day, flashback, I should say, where sometimes it would get confused and show you something that you'd literally just drawn 2 minutes ago. Like, oh, hey, do you remember this picture that you just finished?
Bam to me.
Yeah, it's now fixed so that it only shows things from completed games, so that doesn't happen. But I did leave it in for a few days because I just found it funny. But yeah, thanks to everyone who pointed that out. Sorted now. That's it for Windows. For Android, we've got two minor things. A bug fix for, well, I've put forum bug fix here, but it isn't strictly forums. It's anything where you were entering in text. You might remember we've had this issue with the top of the page getting tucked under the header at the top. A few people reported it, but we couldn't come up with a consistent way to reproduce it, so it was really difficult to try and troubleshoot. Fortunately, last week, scientist Adam came up with a solid repro for it. So he found a set of steps, which was basically something like go into a text box, type something, move the keyboard out of the way, then press back. I think that was something along those lines, but it would do it every time. So as soon as we can do something repeatedly, it's easier to fix. So we've got that sorted now. That's all good. And made some changes to notifications as well. The notification icon on Android. Google's doing some policy changes. So we're having to change some things about the versions of Android we support, and it means notification icons have to change. So we got one of these like cool transparent round things now. It looks quite nice, actually. Yeah, quite pleased with that. So Android people, you haven't got all of this cool Canvas update stuff yet, but it's coming, don't worry. Same for you web players. You do have things like the flashback update, but the new drawing tool, that is coming in the version 4 website that we're working on at the moment. So hopefully it won't be that much longer.
Cool. Okay, I think it's about time we saw some award winners. Picture of the week this week goes to Grampy for Finger Puppet Puppy Love. I just love the expression on the little puppet dog's faces. And Grampy can do something that I can never do, draw brilliant hands. Well done, Grampy.
My favourite description this week was Prequel to Silence of the Lambs by Duck Dodgers. This is another of those ones where I read the description, looked back at the picture in puzzlement for a second or two, before realising, hang on, that's a red dragon. Which was the prequel to Silence of the Lambs. Very subtle. I love it. Nice work, Duck Dodgers.
Community pick of the week this week goes to Merady for A Boy Eating Ice Cream in the Dark. That is a brilliant picture. I love the use of the light in the dark. Well done, Merady. You got the most likes this week.
Awesome stuff there, as always.
They were amazing. Okay, I think it's time to see what's been happening in the forums last week.
So last week, Ferret started another forum game. This one was the A to Z of things you wouldn't want in your living room, which is kind of random, really. We were sort of going through the alphabet, A to Z, obviously, each taking turns to kind of come up with something you wouldn't want in your living room. So we, things like aardvark, bees.
You don't like flying ants, do you?
Well, I think of a C there. Yeah, by the time I got involved, it was on IF, so I went for flying ants. I had a really bad experience with flying ants in a server room where I used to work. And it was all, it was quite cool. And then we sort of ended up on some other thing.
Rhyming game. Yeah, I think it started with someone saying, imagine the mess, after their idea, and then it kind of spiraled from there, where everyone was trying to rhyme with mess. Like you put something.
So we had something like, someone said the Queen, imagine the stress.
Yeah.
And then I said, topically, the royal wedding, but imagine the dress.
Yeah.
What else was there?
And I put supermodels, imagine the press. And so it went on into a completely different game.
Yeah, I like it when we're doing one thing and then it suddenly ends up changing into another. It's kind of random.
It's very fun.
Yeah, good fun though.
It's still going on if you want to join in.
Yeah, it's still in general discussion if you want to go have a look at that. So it's quite fun stuff.
It is.
So this week she's asked,
Awards. They're in the game, but do you pay all that much attention to them? I know I don't, and that's mainly because some of the descriptions are so cryptic I can't figure them out. Today, Breadmower told me it was to get people discussing them and helping each other out, so that's what this thread is. Do you have some of the tricky ones? Can you help out the rest of us noobs? Or do you perhaps just have suggestions for new awards? Share it all here.
If you'd like to chime in with that, then just head over to the general discussion forum. You can find a thread in there.
Okay, I think that's all the news for this week, so just goes to say...
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved at playinterference.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at PlayIFX or on Facebook at PlayInterference. We've also now got a Patreon page at patreon.com/interference if you'd like to give us a little bit of support for these videos and the ongoing maintenance of the game.
Okay, so we'll see you next week then.
Yeah, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.